afternoon of college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by the Home Depot. This is M.M. Roberts Stadium in Hattiesburg, home to Southern Miss football. Today, the Golden Eagles of Conference USA open up the 2017 season against Kentucky of the SEC. And with that, we welcome you to the booth in Hattiesburg. Great to have with us Dave Ryan, alongside Corey Chavis, former starting defensive back at Vanderbilt, joined throughout the season on the field, and today, of course, by Melanie Collins as well. And partner, nothing quite like this, right? Are you ready for some football? It's the season opener. Broadcasters, players, coaches, everyone's excited.
Yeah, 5 years for us. We need to be excited. And these players are excited. And you'll see that energy kind of given a lot to them by the fans. But in the second half, Dave, in the fourth quarter, it's going to be very important to see whose summer conditioning came up best.
Great running backs today. Benny Snell Jr. from Kentucky set the freshman Wildcat rushing record a year ago. Ito Smith, the senior for Southern Miss, led Conference USA with 8 100-yard rushing games in 2016.
And Ito Smith is our tools for success brought to you by Home Depot. He's our spotlight, and why not? He can catch the football. He's a player that in between the tackles, even though he's a little bit small, Dave, he does a very good job of setting up defenders to make them miss. You saw that against LSU. Here, this is against Kentucky. And so often we talk about group of 5 versus power 5. He's not a power back, but boy, does he have power results.
All right, Corey. Looking forward to this one today. And Jay Hobson's second year at Southern Miss. Last year led his team to a 7-win season and a New Orleans Bowl win over ULL. Mark Stoops, year 5 in Lexington last season. First bowl game since 2010 for the Cats. They lost the Tax Slayer Bowl to Georgia Tech. Southern Miss has won the toss, elected to defer. So Kentucky will receive here. Parker Schonfield will kick off. And we're ready. Briggs Bourgeois is the kickoff man. Saheem King on the return for Kentucky. Knocked down by Thigpen at about the 26-yard line. Time now for the Chick-fil-A starting lineups. For Kentucky, year ago, Drew Barker threw 4 TD passes in the first half against Southern Miss, but was lost for the year with a back injury. So Stephen Johnsopn, third college team, started the last 9 games, went 5-4 with huge rally wins over Mississippi State and cross-state rival Louisville. Told us this week, going to be very important for Kentucky to manage its emotions with revenge on their minds, losing last year in the season opener to Southern Miss. He'll throw on first down. First play from scrimmage of the season. Catch made by K'Wan Ross.
You see Ross outside, Dave, but Garrett Johnson, he's the veteran, a player that has put up big numbers, and look for him in the slot and on the outside this afternoon. Exciting playmaker.
Gain of 8. Snell, Wildcat look. Johnson in motion. Snell lost the handle. Regains and a lot of trouble. Then he goes. Draper Riley, Paxton Scrimshire among many Golden Eagles to get to a big loss.
Bunchy Stallings is replacing a 4-year starter in John Toth, and that snap just went right over the head of Snell. And when you have players like Sherrod Ruff who close so quickly, you can't have bad snaps.
Loss of 11. Johnson with heat from Thigpen. Hit as he throws. Looking for Johnson. Incomplete. Rakeem Booth. All kinds of pressure on Stephen Johnsopn. Punt time for Kentucky.
Here's Booth. You're going to see him kind of trail behind Ruff. and he just goes right by Stallings, the guy who had the bad snap a second ago. So it's not been a good start for Stallings, and that's something that really has to concern Wildcat fans.
Star Alizé staggers of Southern Miss to receive the punt here from Matt Panton. Transfer from Columbia in the Ivy League. He's from Australia. And the first kick of his career. Staggers is hit at the 35. There are no flags from this SEC crew. Time now for Chick-fil-A starting lineup. For Southern Miss, third career start for true sophomore Keon Howard from Laurel, Mississippi. 30 miles from campus, his hometown. Due to injuries he started Nick Mullins last year. He started the Old Dominion North Texas games. Both losses, but showed signs of stardom at times. Won the starting job. Big arm, great mobility, tremendous athlete for Southern Miss.
We're going to start off in an inverted bone. It's a formation they like to go to quite a bit. And now they're going to shift out of that formation.
On a mesh play. Howard dumped by Allen. Josh Allen got right to him.
And no more important player on their offense than Alizé Staggers. Now, he had two 200-yard games in a big bowl game where he went for nearly 300 yards against Rice early in the season. So a playmaker to keep an eye on all afternoon.
Off the pre-snap shift. Howard, time. Here's that big arm we told you about. But Smith, the wheel route, who's a very good receiving running back with coverage from Edwards, it's incomplete.
It was good coverage on the last play by Mike Edwards, and he's joined by a very athletic junior linebacker in Jordan Jones. And Jones is kind of like Edwards. He can do a number of things on the field, one of their better and more versatile playmakers.
Early test for the young quarterback. Third down. Three-step drop. Staggers intended receiver, and it's way short, incomplete. Edwards was close to that one. And just like that, Southern Miss has got a punt.
When we talked to him yesterday, those little plays were the most important. The things that he felt like he needed to execute, just doing what he needed to do. And the big plays or the splash plays, that was a simple pass. He didn't connect on it.
Zach Everett, rugby-style kick. Walker deep to receive for Kentucky. And that'll check up at the 27. And the Wildcats will take over after the 41-yard punt from the freshman from Alabama, Zach Everett of Southern Miss. Underway first quarter. Southern Miss trying for its first ever season opening home win over an SEC team. A year ago, Southern Miss made some history, Melanie, didn't they, head-to-head with Kentucky?
Yes, they did. The biggest comeback in school history for Southern Miss was in this matchup last year. It was a 25-point comeback. They scored the final 34 points of that game. And Coach Stoops hasn't said it, but many of those Kentucky players have said Stoops has used this game as bulletin board material all preseason long leading up to this game. Meanwhile, for Coach Hobson, he told us football is like a combat sport. It's like boxing. It doesn't matter what happened last week or last year. You have to go in the ring and perform now. And he said a large part of his coaching style is trusting his instincts. We saw that in last year's game. So whether it's an onside kick or going for it on 4th and 1, he said the worst thing you can do as a coach is ignore your gut.
Mel, it's a narrative. Big story, no question about that. Snell Jr. has the carry off left tackle, picks up 2 for Kentucky. It was an incredible comeback core a year ago for Southern Miss, down 35-10, end of the second quarter at Commonwealth Stadium, and Lexington won the game.
And to Melanie's point, they were down really in 35-24 and coming back, and he attempted an onside kick against this Kentucky team.
Second down. Johnson, the senior from California. There's it out. Seam route, Garrett Johnson. Incomplete. Curtis Michael, the boundary corner, step for step with a star Kentucky wideout, Garrett Johnson.
Well, he's only 5'9", but he plays like he's 6'6". And you can see him go up and over Johnson He's one of the faster players on this team. You won't find a more intense competitor than Michael.
Third down defense last year, Corey, for Southern Miss was off the charts, 24%. Second in the nation, only behind Michigan of the Big Ten. So here they are with third down D right now. Johnson feeling some heat. Stephen Johnsopn going to run for it. And close. Very close. Tavarius Moore came up and drilled him. Right at the marker.
What they do a lot is they twist up front. And you'll see when Johnson gets the snap, he's got to be ready with all the twisting to find a run lane. He does an excellent job with his vision. And when it's not there, Johnson finds run lanes.
It was enough to get the Kentucky first down by about half a yard. Mesh play. Tight end. C.J. Conrad is off to the races. Conrad, a dive. Out of bounds inside the 5. A huge pickup for Kentucky. C.J. Conrad got free.
When you talk to Johnson, he described Conrad as being unstoppable. Well, he was on this play. And he's able to get away from Joe Mez Applewhite and show outstanding speed. Overcame off-season shoulder surgery, one of their more important players, an excellent blocker. And on that play, you saw his receiving skills.
Gain of 59, first and goal. Coming off a huge 2016. Lost the ball. It's recovered by Moore. Tavarius Moore grabs it for Southern Miss. Turnover back to the Golden Eagles.
He has the ball. They're running somewhat of a split zone concept, and it's number 71, Logan Stenberg. He runs it to his back. It's just an excellent job up front by number 90, Rod Creighton, of really creating a pile. You also had number 9, Draper Riley inside. 16 fumbles lost. Both teams turned the ball over a lot, fumbling it a year ago. And you would think going into the game the defensive coordinators would stress stripping the ball, but that had nothing to do with anybody stripping it. It was just a great defensive play by Creighton, really clogging up the alley with Stenberg.
From the half-yard line, here comes some pressure, but a good throw to Edo Smith. And a big pickup close to the 25-yard line. Darius West drops him, gain of 24 for Southern Miss.
Well, you mentioned his ability to get out of the backfield, and this time it's a zone coverage, and that was an excellent job by Howard, letting it clear over the top of Jones.
Quick snap on first down. Run play. Not much there for Edo. Not much happening for the offense and Coach Hobson prior to this drive. By far the best play offensively for them. No gain on the Smith run. Last year he ran wild against Kentucky in Lexington. A career best 36 carries, career high 173 yards. Part of that big win a season ago. Howard play fit, hit as he throws. That ball was altered and incomplete, staggers the intended receiver. Pressure from Allen. So will we see Griggs, Corey soon? Both coaches we talked to yesterday, and Shannon Dawson, the offensive coordinator, Coach Hobson said probably yes.
I think these third downs are becoming increasingly important for Howard. This is another third and long, and he's been backed up, in fairness to him so far. And what I mean by that is all the way back at the -9 and -5 yard line. This is much better, the -21 yard line, but he needs to convert a big third down.
Trying here. Allen, pressure hit him. Josh Allen off the edge, got to him. Ball loose, recovered by Kentucky. The Wildcats are going to take this one over on a big defensive play. Denzel Ware recovers the fumble on the hit from Allen on a short field. Wildcat football.
Well, the matchup to watch is Ty Pollard up here, and he's going to be going against Josh Allen coming off the edge. Allen's going to show that ability to bend, and you'll see Pollard has a little bit of a he really doesn't get full extension to lock out his arms, and he uses a swipe move, Allen, then he bends the corner, and he knocks the ball out of Howard's hand, and that was a problem for Howard a year ago. You can see that there's problems with the turnover margin. Well, Howard didn't play a lot. He had 7 fumbles in limited action. So hanging on to the ball security, the big question for Howard. Allen took advantage.
Turnover margin last year, Southern Miss -17. Not good. Snell Jr. And the offense take over. Rakeem Booth. A tackle on Snell after his first down run. Picks up 3 just outside the 10.
Howard's hand, and that was a problem for Howard a year ago. You can see that there's problems with the turnover margin. Well, Howard didn't play a lot. He had 7 fumbles in limited action. So hanging on to the ball security, the big question for Howard. Allen took advantage.
Turnover margin last year, Southern Miss -17. Not good. Snell Jr. And the offense take over. Rakeem Booth. A tackle on Snell after his first down run. Picks up 3 just outside the 10. Snell Jr. ran for 192. Best of the season last year. He and Boom Williams both had 1,000+. That was at Missouri last year for Snell Jr. He's a talent. They'll feed him again. Sherrod Ruff, first to make contact. Injured Kentucky player is Bunchy Stallings, their new starting center, who was taken over.
Just a lot of friendly fire. Looks like he could end up being okay.
Haynes now at center. Shift in the line. 3rd down. That's the end of the quarter.
End of the first quarter.
15 minutes in the books from Hattiesburg. And we got no score. Kentucky and Southern Miss head-to-head. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by the Home Depot. All right, Brent, Christian, thanks so much. Technical difficulties solved here. Hattiesburg beginning the second quarter, 3rd down and short for Kentucky, knocking on the door, trying for the game's first points. Stephen Johnsopn, a QB draw. Johnson, end zone, touchdown, Kentucky. Eight-yard touchdown run for Johnson. He ran for 3 last year.
Logan Stenberg with an excellent block, and that was against Xavier Thigpen. He was able to turn him out and clear the lane for Johnson.
Austin McInnes has a PAT. Stephen Johnsopn, tremendous athlete, versatile, can throw and can he run. It's a touchdown for the Cats. Scoring drive for Kentucky. Johnson, 8-yard rushing touchdown, first points of the game. And Stephen, who's from California, really amazing story, Corey. Went to Grambling, played for Doug Williams, who got fired after a couple games into the freshman year for Stephen. Johnson hurt his ankle, transferred to a JC in California, really had nowhere to go, was recruited by Hawaii, Arkansas State, Eastern Michigan. And then some interest from Kentucky. Needed a backup for Drew Barker. Barker hurt last year. Now it's Stephen's job. It's amazing the route that he took from California to Grambling, back to Cali, to Lexington.
And Doug Williams, he said this kid had impeccable timing on throws and anticipation. He thought the only problem he really had was gaining the weight, and that led to some of the issues last year. Again, we talked about Howard's fumble issues. Johnson had some of those as well. But what a game he had against Louisville. He's a very good deep ball passer.
T-Rod Daniels grabs it at the 3. Sub 4.4 speed, no chance here, he's decked. And sent backwards. Howard of the offense back in the field. Ito Smith spins away from one tackle. And a great job of dragging tacklers like Devontae Robinson, the redshirt freshman from Lexington, a few more yards. Good pickup. Gain of 6. Jay Hobson telling us yesterday, Ito just has the it factor. Nearing freak status, he told us. Just tremendous athlete and what a football IQ. Howard, nice run, his best play of the day offensively. Courtney Love makes the tackle for Kentucky. First down, Southern Miss.
Somewhat of a zone read and excellent block inside by number 78, Devin Ferrier. He's a key cog moving the center this year in his senior campaign.
Off their first third down conversion of the day. Ito Smith lost the ball, end of the run. Allen jumps on it. Let's see if he was down.
I think that was Jordan Griffin who caused the fumble.
Josh Allen has the recovery, waiting for an indication from the officials.
Ruling on the field is that the ball carrier was down.
No fumble. An injured Kentucky player here. We're going to have an injury timeout. Gives us plenty of time to look at that.
And I'm not sure that that knee was down because he had his right hand keeping him up off the ground. You see that right hand keeping him up off the ground. Now at that point, is the left knee down?
Staggers in motion. Play fake to Smith. Robertson has the catch. Derek Beatty, junior from Tampa, the corner for Kentucky on the tackle.
And somebody's got to break a tackle. I mean, this is a one-on-one opportunity against one of their better corners. Good transition by Beatty. Breaks down. Solid wrap tackle. NFL prospect.
Cats have some good corners. Third and short. Howard runs into Middleton, which is not good news for Keon Howard. Adrian Middleton at 6'3", 275, the junior, with a smackdown hit, dragged him backwards.
And also Matt Elam. Hey, we're getting a shot of Matt Elam. He was also in on the play. And if you're Southern Miss offensive coordinator Shannon Dawson right now, you've got to think about maybe some type of misdirection pass. I think if you're going to have it, this type of formation, will you roll and move the pocket for Howard? I don't know if you're going to run it again.
Big call here, Jay Hobson, fourth down. Howard running it. Stood up, all the pens on the spot. Denzel Ware got there. First spot looks pretty good. It's close.
I think he got it. Based on that spot.
Wow.
Whoa.
I mean, by the nose of the football, by the
That's a whoa, right?
tip of the nose of the ball. That was tight. I mean, have you ever seen a measurement that close?
Man.
Wow, inches. Southern Miss 22 of 35 last year, 63% on fourth down tries, and I mean that is just by a fraction. Goodness.
I've never seen one that close.
Keeps the drive alive.
And they need it. And get some confidence for Howard in this offense.
Pressure from Edwards. Deep ball, Watkins. Clarence Watkins has the catch with flags down. Tackled by Westry inside the 5. 47-yard gain if it stands.
Pass interference. Defense, number 25. That penalty is declined. Result of the play is a first down.
Well, they made a mistake. It was on number 21, Chris Westry. And you're going to see him grab the sophomore. And he still is able to make the catch. And when we talked to the staff, they said every time he needed a play, Shannon Dawson said he would look for this guy. He seemed to do that during camp. And sometimes had a tendency. He just wondered, would the freshman show up on game day? Well, he showed up on that last play.
First and goal. Ito Smith runs away from tacklers. Ito Smith. Jordan Jones with a track down. Knocked him out of bounds shy of the goal line to the 1-yard line as Ito looked for the edge in the pylon.
And you get a feel for how fast Jordan Jones is on that last play, because I thought Smith had a chance to reach that pylon, but Jones is from sideline to sideline as fast as any linebacker in the SEC.
12 play of the drive. Smith lost his footing.
Matt Elam.
It's there again, along with Josh Allen. Elam is a 360-pounder at 6'7". Senior from Elizabethtown, Kentucky, a big dude.
He is, and he walks around like, you know I'm big. Look at it. He's looking at the offensive lineman. 5-star recruit. Former 5-star. Now, in 2015, he had 31 tackles. Only had 9 a year ago. But he's a player that he can throw people around inside. And these types of situations on third downs, you don't normally always see him in. But he's in there on this one.
Loss of 4. Huge play. Third and goal. End zone. And incomplete. Jose Staggers, star receiver, top returning receiver for Southern Miss. Fourth down. Looks like Coach Hobson's thinking about a field goal here with Schonfield.
And that's fine. I mean, you would have liked him gotten 7, but there's only 8 minutes and a little bit over 8 minutes to go in this second quarter. Excellent coverage on the last play by Mike Edwards, arguably Kentucky's best defender. They've got to be able to hit this, though. And Schonfield had a pretty good season last year until he got injured.
Made 3 field goals in that win at Kentucky. He'd opened the season last year. He's got this one, and Southern Miss has its first points of 2017. Southern Miss knocking on the door, had a chance to try to tie this game. After that spot, had their first play past midfield. Wes Watkins, they on freak alert. They love him at Schonfield, able to cap it off. Very important. Southern Miss gets some points against Kentucky. 7-3 game. Jay Hobson, year 2 here in Hattiesburg. Season star kicker Parker Schonfield nail a short field goal. The first Golden Eagle points of the new season. Briggs Bourgeois, true freshman from Louisiana, kicks off. Here's King. Backpedaling into his own end zone. Saheem King has some room. Look out. Cut back. And he's stopped near midfield. Flag late. Could have a horse collar tack-on penalty here on the kick coverage unit for Southern Miss. Big play for the Cats.
Personal foul, face mask,
you're right.
number 3 on the kicking team. A 15-yard penalty added to the end of the run. First down.
Excuse me, that's Jalen Adams.
He almost took his helmet off.
Yeah, they both
Can't
wear
do that.
number 3, but.
So plus 15 really hurts Southern Miss and gives Kentucky a short field here to start this drive. First USM penalty of our game. Saheem King's long kickoff return last year was only 27 yards. He's bettered that here today. the true Wildcat. Benny Snell Jr. rumbles ahead. Big pickup. About 11 yards on the first down run. And the chain should move here for Kentucky. Stop by Tavarius Moore. 1,091 yards last year for Snell Jr. All-time Kentucky freshman rushing record. On first down, play fake. Catch made by Thomas.
I think one thing that Southern Miss is going to have to contend with today is that Kentucky's offensive line coach, John Schlarman, likes to rotate offensive linemen, 8 to 9 offensive linemen in a game. And right now you got Mason Wolf, who had a very good fall camp. He's in now at the right guard position. So they're moving some guys around. Now, he came in because of the injury, obviously, the Stallings, but they've got a lot of linemen rotating around.
First catch of the career for Cleveland. Thomas. Slot. Reception. Touchdown for C.J. Conrad. 23 yards for Kentucky. His second big catch of the ball game.
It's the same play. The same play that had the big game earlier. And they're trying to draw these guys up. But you see they draw them up, both linebackers. Number 26, Jeremy Sangster, he bites up on the fake along with Allen Fells Jr., and that leaves the gap in behind.
Austin McGinnis. That's a PAT.
I think we'll be seeing more of Griggs in the second half, and why not?
14-3, Kentucky leads Southern Miss. It's halftime. Conference USA head-to-head with the SEC. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by the Home Depot. Kentucky, the SEC lead on Southern Miss from Conference USA here in Hattiesburg. 14-3 set to start the second half. Our first half stats brought to you by Stouffer's Fit Kitchen Bowls. Corey Chavis, the numbers. What do you see here?
Well, the big disappointment, I would think, for Southern Miss, they haven't been able to get the run game going with Ito Smith. And we knew that coming into it, Ito Smith would be the big factor for them, or we expected him to be. That doesn't set up your play-action pass game. And without that, it makes you one-dimensional, and that's allowed Kentucky's pass rush to get off.
Now keep in mind, 35-10 lead for Kentucky at home last year in Lexington. 44 straight points scored by Southern Miss over 7 straight possessions. Can they make that big comeback again here today?
Well, I think it's going to be important for them to hit some big plays over the top. That was the key a year ago. They hit some big passes, and there were some breakdowns in the Kentucky secondary. So can they have those big plays emerge? Maybe a kick return. We've heard a lot about T-Rod Daniels, Dave. 4.3, 4.2 speed. Well, now's the time to show it, starting off in this second half.
Southern Miss gets the ball first. Austin McGinnis, senior from Alabama, will kick off to T-Rod Daniels. Revenge or repeat? What's going to happen between these two teams in 2017? Daniels, 8 yards deep in his end zone, takes a knee for a touchback. Back down to Melanie Collins. She spoke with both head coaches.
Thank you, Dave. Well, Coach Hobson told me first that Quadre Griggs will start the second half. He's not completely displeased with Keon, but wanted to give Griggs a shot. But keep in mind, he's been nursing an injury to the ring finger of his throwing hand, so something to keep an eye on in the second half. I also spoke with Coach Stoops. He's very happy with his run defense, but he says we need to convert on third down. Meanwhile, Derek Beatty being treated for whiplash. His return is questionable, guys.
Keep an eye on that, Mel. Thanks so much. So, quarterback controversy all camp here in Hattiesburg between Keon Howard and Quadre Griggs, junior from Greenwood, Mississippi. And it will be Griggs to start half number 2. Those are his JC numbers from 2 years ago. He redshirted here last year. Wow, that's going to be fun. Griggs stays in the game. Screen pass Smith caught by Courtney Love.
That's a horse collar.
And that is a definition of a horse collar. A tackle will be a tack-on 15 against Love in the Kentucky defense, which is what Southern Miss needs badly right now, yards and points.
Asked him a little bit about getting him matched up.
Horse collar tackle. Defense, number 51. 15 yards to the end of the run. First down.
Courtney Love played all 96 snaps a year ago head-to-head with Southern Miss in that bitterly disappointing season-opening loss to the Golden Eagles in Lexington. And he told us this week, you bet I remember that game. I'll never forget it. Kentucky won 7 last year, made a bowl game. Southern Miss won 7 and won a bowl game. Shotgun Griggs. Pressure off the edge. Gets rid of it. Robertson in the vicinity. And it's incomplete. Lonnie Johnson step for step there with Corey Robertson.
And Kinjera Daniel with a good pressure.
Back down to Melanie.
Thanks, Dave. Well, one thing Coach Hobson told us this week was no matter who was in at quarterback, the other guy would be cheering him on. They have a great relationship, and I can tell you right now, Keon Howard, although he's been pulled, has been standing on the sideline, hyping his offense up, cheering on Quadre Griggs, and you could tell yesterday when we spoke to him that he was just such a humble guy. He's showing great maturity and character right now on the sideline.
Says a lot about him, Mel, doesn't it? Watching Griggs here operate in space, and down he goes. Kinjera Daniel, junior from Raleigh, North Carolina, makes a nice tackle to gain a 3.
And they lose a little bit, I think, with the legs of Howard leaving the game when you bring Griggs in. Griggs is going to have to show that arm strength that he showed at Itawamba Community College. And that's what we need to see in terms of them turning the tide if you're a Southern Miss fan.
Third down numbers. Yikes. 1 for 10. Griggs feeling some heat. Robertson has a catch. Near midfield. It's a first down conversion, Corey. Their second of the game. Chains move, gain of 8.
Well, you're attacking the one-on-one matchup. Now let's take a look at his footwork. There's pretty good protection on the outside. You've got a little bit of pressure, and that's why the ball begins to dilate.
First down for Southern Miss, finally. Mesh play. Griggs keeps. Griggs, good pickup. Bonner knocks him down from behind. Pickup of 8, though, for the Golden Eagles, and the fans respond.
And maybe he's saying, no, I can run it too. That was an impressive run from the 6'4", 216-pound junior.
Play fake. Deep ball. Caught. Robertson has it. Corey Robertson. Touchdown, Southern Miss. We said someone had to make a big play. And it's the redshirt junior from Greenwood, Mississippi, Corey Robertson. First career touchdown pass for Griggs. Schoenfield in for the PAT. Game day atmosphere at Roberts Stadium. They call it the Rock here in Hattiesburg. And Robertson, the touchdown reception from Griggs, changing the game. 14-10. Briggs Bourgeois, kickoff man. Directional kick to keep it away from Saheem King, whose last return was 42 yards. This one outside the 30-yard line. First down for Johnson. Conrad continues a busy game. Tackled by Moore.
Conrad's going to come from here. He's going to work himself across the field. It's a big target. And you can see that it's very advantageous for a quarterback, for a tight end to be in that 6'5", 250-pound area like Conrad.
Pistol look. Snell Jr. breaks some tackles, gets to the second level, and a big pickup. So Various Moore is the first to get to Snell.
A lot of times they pull around with Stenberg, so he's going to come up, and you see him make contact on Fells Jr., excuse me, in the hole. I believe that was Sangster, and that's what allows him to kind of crease his way through. And Snell kind of wears on you with that 223-pound frame.
Here's second down. Snell Jr. runs left, breaks tackles again, and has a Kentucky first down. Jomez Applewhite, Rover linebacker, cut him down. Good pickup, 9 more yards for Kentucky.
That's the left side of the line again. Stenberg makes 2 blocks. Then you get an excellent push by Landon Young. A lot of beef over there. You're talking about 625 pounds between those 2 players. And they're concentrating. They're mixing it up. Snell knows where that vision will take him.
Direct snap. Snell again. Not much this time, that's for sure. Overwhelmed by Rod Creighton. No gain. 6 foot, 285-pound redshirt senior from Dadeville, Alabama. That was impressive. Let's go back down to Melanie. A lot of injuries today.
That's right, Dave. Well, Corey noticed some rotation on the Southern Miss offensive line, and as of now, Drake Dorbeck, I can't seem to spot him anywhere, and no one will divulge to me his status. So far, he's not on the sideline. But on the Kentucky side, Chris Westry and Mike Edwards both dealing with cramps. They went off to get some fluids. It's 86 degrees, but it feels more like 100 down here, guys.
Key losses, Mel in the secondary for the Cats, no doubt. Snell Jr. the carry. Applewhite bumped him out of bounds. Another nice pickup there for the star Kentucky running back. He had 13 touchdowns last year, also a Kentucky freshman record. Set every imaginable Kentucky Frosh record in football history. Lexington, third down here.
Now, Southern Miss is rotating a lot of players. This is a good time to snap it if you're Johnson. Where's Garrett Johnson, number 9?
Bottom of the screen, split far right. Johnson fakes it and runs into trouble. Hit right away up front. Loss of 2. And a big play for Jock Turner.
Kind of we expected to see play. Watch him come from the outside in. He's going to come up and then watch it. He has the vision to not only read out of the play once he's in contain, but to also close down and flatten. Look at the emotion by Turner. Southern Miss is not going anywhere. They pride themselves on defense. Now they've got to stop this field goal.
Austin McGinnis tries this one from 41. And he's got it. 4 of 5 from that range last year for Coach Stoops. And 16 of 19 overall on field goal tries. Austin McGinnis had a couple of big game winners last year, Louisville and Mississippi State.
And we still haven't seen that T-Rod Daniels impact. Reported 4.3 speed that you talked about earlier, 4.2 maybe even. Will Daniels have an impact on this game?
There is T-Rod, deep in his end zone, bobbles, and takes a knee for a touchback. Brings in the offense takeover, low snap. Ito Smith, stopped by Love. Just wouldn't give up, hung on, and finally knocked him down. Some help from Quentin Bohanna. Colin Kilcrease getting some playing time in motion. First time we've seen him today for Southern Miss. Robertson climbs the ladder in front of Beatty, makes a nice catch. Boy, Robertson, playmaker today for Southern Miss. Gain of 8, first down.
good technique by Griggs in a tight spiral and got there in a hurry. Allowed him to go up and high point it through a big corner. Beatty's 6'3".
Mesh play. Griggs lost it. Dislodged. Picked up by Ware. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Kentucky. Denzel Ware. Scoop and score. What a hit, Corey.
Working inside and coming off the edge is Darius West. Now, he didn't play last season. 17 tackles in 2015. He says, I'm back. And if you don't believe me, whack. Because that was one heck of a hit. Ware picks it up and runs it in. And Ware has already had an impact on this game earlier with a strip. And now he takes one to the house.
McGinnis has the PAT. Darius West missed all of last season, was hurt in the preseason camp with a knee injury. He's back with a vengeance with a huge hit.
You're going to see him kind of delay behind Ware. It's a delayed blitz concept. And what he wants Ware, you really want him to establish himself first, and you trail behind him. And that was the reason why he was kind of hiding a little bit, and Griggs didn't see him. And so he comes in, and then you have to think turnover. You know, that was something I wasn't good at. A lot of times when I get a sack, I was just trying to get him down. The great ones, they go in and they think turnover. That's what he was doing on that play, West. And it's good to see him back for Kentucky fans because he, along with Mike Edwards and Kendall Randolph, they're a pretty good safety combination. And with their corners outside, if they get good play from their interior defensive line, which has to improve, they're a team to be reckoned with, I think, in the SEC East.
Wes Watkins, standing speedy freshman, deep to receive. This kick takes a knee for another touchback. Play fake to Smith. Brings on first down. Throws to Jones, who gets involved for the first time. Isaiah Jones had a 71-yard touchdown reception last year, starting that huge comeback in Lexington against Kentucky. And Shannon Dawson told us yesterday he thinks he's got tremendous star potential if he can get over the drops that plagued him last year. Second down, going toward the end of the third. Smith. Strong run, first down. Cash Daniel will stop for Kentucky, gain of 3. The final moments of the third quarter.
I think I would try to get one more playoff before the end of this quarter if you're Southern Miss.
Smith in motion this time. Griggs bounces off one tackler and leans forward for a short gain. Stopped by Cordell Looney. End of the third, 24-10. Coach Stoops and Kentucky trying to finish this one in Hattiesburg. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by the Home Depot. Getting set to start the fourth here in Hattiesburg at Roberts Stadium, 24-10. Kentucky in the SEC head-to-head with Southern Miss of Conference USA. Our Bud Light game summary, Corey.
Well, the one thing that we have to take a look at is right here. Points off turnovers, or excuse me, I'm going to get this corrected right there. 14 points off turnovers for Kentucky. That's the difference in the game. Hard to believe Southern Miss has 18 more yards of total offense than Kentucky. But that's exactly the case. It's been those points off turnovers that have been the difference so far.
Ito Smith has 20 touches total in this game for 74 yards. Not big enough a factor for Southern Miss. That's got to change in the fourth. Griggs is throwing on first down. Robertson has the catch.
Griggs pass complete to Robertson.
Fourth best receiver last year for Southern Miss, had 37 grabs.
And this is a good stop route on the outside. You see him drop his weight, speed out, kind of chops it, and gets out of the cut. Does a very good job of catching the ball with his hands. I like the way Griggs is finishing his throws.
Gain of 8. Big third down here, starting the fourth quarter. Griggs, little sidearm there. Robertson comes back for it and makes the catch in front of Lonnie Johnson. Gunslinger.
He's working against Johnson, the replacement. Remember, Johnson was the #2 safety at the JC ranks coming out. And that's why Kentucky went after him. They moved him to corner, and he's replacing Chris Westry.
So first down. Jones. Not this time with Beatty on coverage. It's quite a story Shannon Dawson, the offensive coordinator, told us about Isaiah Jones yesterday. Maybe a chance to be like a guy like Kevin White from West Virginia.
And have that big final season. And again, this is a guy, he transferred from Florida State, so he's been around, he's quote-unquote Power 5, and so he knows what it's all about. But so far, he's been a little bit up and down at Southern Miss. Lots of talent.
Here's second down. Griggs throws on the move. There you go. Right on cue, Isaiah Jones this time makes a fine catch. He was on that 2013 Florida State National Championship team. He knows about winning big games.
And watch him go low and catch it, the back of the ball with his hands. Those are strong hands for the 6'4", 202-pound Jones. And he might want to take a look at that because it did hit the ground, but they better hurry up and snap it so they don't take a look at it.
Third and short. Option look. Ito Smith the pitch. Cut back, spin, first down. Darius West forced him back toward the middle of the field. But Ito's got such great balance and strength. He's got 4 yards.
And that was a good block by Chase Whitehead outside that allowed him to give him a little bit of time to make that decision. Chase Whitehead, an intense competitor for this Golden Eagles offense.
First down. Smith, another catch. Edwards can't bring him down. Courtney Love can't either. Ito Smith breaking tackles and turns it into a big play. We mentioned Ito's got to come alive here in the fourth for Southern Miss to think about another comeback against Kentucky.
And now we're going to see the show because here it goes. One-on-one, you can't get him down. Neither can you, Courtney Love. I am a LaShawn McCoy type. That's right. NFL scouts have made that comparison.
Off the gate at 14, Griggs is throwing, and that's Whitehead who has the catch. Was a truly incomplete pass. Officials did not initially indicate it was a pass, maybe backwards for a fumble, but it is an incomplete pass officially.
There was another snap. We talked about the snaps earlier. We've got a new center in the game this season. Devin Ferrier, 27-game starter at guard over the previous 2 years. He's now playing center, replacing a 4-year starter in Cameron Tom. Those snaps have to get up so the plays can be executed with more efficiency.
11th play of the drive. Gets playoff. Griggs throwing. Robertson makes a great catch. Corey Robertson still on his feet. Robertson, end zone, touchdown, Southern Miss. What a play.
Now, we talked about Lonnie Johnson, but this time he's going one-on-one against Chris Westry, who's back in the game. Breaks his tackle, breaks a tackle from Courtney Love, and look at the energy as he finishes it into the end zone past Josh Allen. What a game for Robertson.
Schoenfield, P.A.T. 7 catches, 111 yards, and 2 touchdowns for Corey Robertson. He is making big plays, Corey Chavis, and we've got ourselves a ball game in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. 50th time last 54 years. Southern Miss has played a team in the SEC, and they've got a pretty good history of beating the likes of Alabama and Auburn, and last year Kentucky, and they are challenging the Wildcats again here today. Corey Robertson, a huge outing to begin 2017 for USM. Bourgeois. Touchback for Saheem King. So, Corey, we knew someone had to step up, and it's Robertson for Southern Miss, and it looks like the Golden Eagles and Jay Hobson have found a quarterback in Quadric Griggs.
Yeah, and I think it's been about that connection and that chemistry with Robertson, because he's a big, strong guy. He broke a lot of tackles when you watch some of the games they had a year ago, and he's carried that over into this game. And the other factor, he's a junior, so he's had a lot of reps, and I think that's the thing that if you come into the game, I'm looking for the guys who've been out there. 37 catches a season ago.
Johnson, incomplete. Greg Hart got sandwiched. Xavier Thigpen, Darren Yancey.
See the eyes of Yancey in the middle of the field. Look how he's reading Johnson. He comes over and helps out Applewhite. And around the edge, number...
Second and long. Johnson airs it out. Sideline route, overthrown and incomplete. Isaiah Epps, true freshman from Oklahoma. Intended receiver. Curtis Michael on coverage, stride for stride with the youngster.
Oh, now Michael's pitched a shutout today. Have you seen anybody come close to getting behind him? And again, I mentioned that matchup against Carlos Henderson a year ago because that's a high-round draft pick. So Michael's very talented, and he's done well against these bigger Kentucky receivers. And here it goes, 3rd down and 20, Dave. Listen to this crowd.
Johnson. Snell Jr. stopped by Tavarius Moore. And Snell got out to about the 38, well shy of the 45 needed for the first down. Did pick up 13 yards for Kentucky, but they're going to punt.
A good call, I thought, by Eddie Grant to kind of slow down the pass rush for later, but it also helps you out in terms of your punter. He's changed the field all afternoon against Southern Miss. Now, Staggers has returned one for a touchdown in the past. This would be a good time for a big return for the Eagles.
That was against Savannah State last year, home opener. Punt from Patton. Alonze Staggers indicates 4, makes the fair catch at the 24. So Southern Miss and their new star quarterback, Quadric Griggs, back in the field on the return. Mark Stoops told us in our chat this week with him, expectations in Lexington are very high this year. First down. Pump fake, Griggs, trouble, throws off the back foot. Watkins climbs the ladder and makes a great catch. Whereas Watkins. Big pickup for USM.
Pretty good poise under pressure, taking a step back. And then look at the high point catch over top of the 6'3", 6'4" Westry.
Gain of 30. Smith gets the handoff on the bobbled snap there from Griggs and does pick up a couple yards for Southern Miss.
Did you see him run over Naquez Pringle? Now he's 5'9", 193 pounds. He just ran over a 320-pounder. And I'll remember.
He's out of the game.
Right. I'll remember that before I go to bed tonight because that was a hit. Wow. You have dreams about those as a running back, running over a defensive lineman. Take a look at Wham!
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Are you serious?
Pringle goes 6'3", 320, Corey.
You think Smith, that doesn't catch the attention of opponents? Wow.
Watkins not this time. Slant. Falls incomplete to the freshman.
By the way, that was the most impressive play we've seen today. Him running over that 320-pounder. Come on. That's like, I mean, man.
Pringle got the chin strap readjusted. So now 3rd down. 5:14 to go in the 4th. Could be 4-down territory on a short field for Southern Miss.
Just pick up some of it then. Just pick up 5 or 6 yards. Give yourself a chance on 4th down.
Watkins throwing. Too tall for Smith with Love on coverage. And it's incomplete. Now, what's Coach Hobson going to dial up? He told us yesterday, always trust his gut when it comes to big calls.
Well, the last time he was in this situation, he punted. I'd expect him to punt it again. Flip the field and see if Everett can do a pretty good job of being able to place the football. And let's see if they can flip the field, which Kentucky Panton has done to them all afternoon.
Not going to be Bourgeois. He tried that fake punt earlier that failed for Southern Miss. Here's Walker in traffic. Makes a difficult fair catch. So the defense going to try to stand tall again for Southern Miss, get the ball back for them. 1-score game from Hattiesburg. Kentucky try to hang on against Jay Hobson and Southern Miss here with 5:02 to go in the 4th quarter. Each team, Corey, 2 timeouts and a huge defensive series coming up here for the Golden Eagles. On 1st down, Snell, big run. Tackled by Tavarius Moore in space. Snell out to about the 16. Flags fly. Off the gain of 8.
And this can't be number 73, Kyle Meadows, or he's out of the game. So let's take a look at that. If he can't get involved, he already has one unsportsmanlike penalty earlier today.
Play unsportsmanlike. 15-yard penalty. The first unsportsmanlike conduct foul on number 9.
Looks like that was Rod Creighton, number 90.
So Creighton's first unsportsmanlike, and unlike the other unsportsmanlike calls we've seen offsetting, this is just against Southern Miss. It backs them up 15 and really helps Kentucky's cause here.
Yeah, well, I think you had them where you wanted them after the false start, and then you just give it right back plus 10. And so that puts you in a position now where your timeouts are going to come into play here soon.
Really costly penalty. Snell direct snap again. Stays active on this drive. Off right tackle. 3-yard gain. Jay Hobson's got 2 timeouts left in his pocket. What point, Corey, is starting to think about those?
Well, you got to at least try to stop them on these 3 downs here. Then after, if they get a 1st down, then it's going to come into play. You're going to have to start thinking about it, because then you're going to be getting into a little bit of a danger zone. But you've got a chance, particularly if you can get a negative play here on a down like this, 2nd and 7.
It's all Wildcat on this drive. Right to Snell. He's right up the middle. Nothing doing.
I think now you see my point. 3rd down and 7. This is what your fans are going to get up here in a minute and start going crazy again. And then, if you can get off the field, you can save those 2 timeouts and give yourself a chance, really, on offense if you need to use it.
Delmon Landry, JC transfer, made the tackle for Southern Miss. Another enormous 3rd down. Johnson, 3rd and 11. Some pressure. Low throw to Walker, incomplete. There is a flag down.
There's a helmet off. for Sherrod Ruff.
Huge call.
Number 6 on an eligible receiver doing a legal forward pass. 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Oh, Kelsey Douglas, that is just devastating for Jay Hopson and Southern Miss on a third down hold. Defensive holding. First down.
Here's Douglas. He falls down. Pretty good route. That might have been part of the reason why Walker wasn't able to come back to the football. Douglas out of the break slipped and he grabbed Jersey. And at that point, they said they weren't going to miss Picasso Nelson Jr., who was a key cog for them a year ago. And I do think Douglas has played pretty well, but that was a costly penalty.
Now Nick Haynes, who has moved from guard to center with the loss of Bunchy Stallings, is injured for Kentucky. They've had a lot of players go down today, key guys.
You wonder who's going to come in. I think it's going to be Stallings going to come back in the game at center. And there's the depth, particularly when you can rebound from an ankle injury like Melanie reported earlier. Looks like he's going to try to fight through that these last 2 minutes and 52 seconds.
Bunchy's back. Wildcat look again. Snell Jr. grabs it, wrestled down.
Now you want to think about the timeout.
Delmon Landry makes the tackle. 2:40 and counting, and 2 timeouts left for Jay Hopson.
You've got a chance if you're going to give it one more. If they get a first down, then you will have wasted these seconds. So that was why maybe think about the timeout and get it to third down. So a lot of times going to run off the clock, not using that timeout now. You could have done that before, but with this possession, here's where that timeout becomes very, very handy.
They remain in the Wildcat. Second down. Snell Jr. ball security. There's that timeout call by Jay Hopson. 1 remaining here for the Golden Eagles. With an even 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Wildcats 1 of 6 third down tries in the second half. This is it for Southern Miss. Johnson, time. Johnson running, looks for the edge. Tackled. Sherrod Ruff makes the play in space. It's a gain of 2. He's shy of the first down, needed midfield.
That was one heck of a tackle by Sherrod Ruff. You don't make that tackle, the game is over. And that's just...
Mississippi. Should be a 30-second timeout.
Timeout, Southern Miss. What a play by Ruff. Only returning starting linebacker for the Golden Eagles, the loss of C.J. Perry and Elijah Parker from last season.
The best punt block right here.
Penn gets it off, no problem. Staggers from the 11. Allen's there is a flag down. It will come back on illegal blocks behind the play.
There were 3 fouls on the play. Illegal block in the back on the number 23. Illegal block in the back, number 84, receiving team. That penalty is half the distance from the spot of the foul. A conduct foul on the assistant coach, Southern Mississippi. Down, Southern.
John Millam was involved in the first accepted penalty for Kentucky on the illegal block. And then it got worse. The Southern Miss bench and possibly Shannon Dawson, the offensive coordinator, is closest to it. Looks like that's him with a headset, who got so upset and cost the Golden Eagles even more yards. They're all the way back inside their 5 to start this drive to try and tie it. with 1:37 left in the fourth and no timeouts.
Well, you got to shift your thinking now of your offensive coordinator, Shannon Dawson, into the playmakers that have gotten it done for you today. And on the outside, that would be Quez Watkins. He called him a freak and said he could play at any school in the country, and he's proven that today, along with Corey Robertson. Griggs has to be looking in their directions.
Here's Griggs. End zone. Gets rid of it. And watch out if you have grounding the end zone. It's a safety. There was a receiver, though, Edo Smith, in the vicinity. It's incomplete. Second and 10. Griggs, shovel pass. Look out! Smith got decked and hit right away at the goal line. Edo Smith got absolutely lit up by Josh Paschal as soon as he got the ball. It's a loss of 3.
Well, he comes from Our Lady of Good Counsel, and wham! Woo! Tell you what, you made it seem like the fat lady was about to start singing with that hit. Whoa! Paschal, that was a pretty good shot. And now it comes down to Griggs' poise, backed up. And they're about an inch away from this goal line.
Griggs, time, overthrows, staggers. So now 4th down and long from about the half-yard line, and a last chance for Southern Miss.
Now you got a couple of choices as to who you would go to. They haven't worked staggers in the middle of the field. They're going to bring him back down here to the bottom of the screen with Jalen Adams and Quez Watkins. And up here at the top, you're going to have the one-on-one with Corey Robertson. And it looks like Kentucky's going to play with 3 defensive backs back. So you're going to have to take something underneath if you're Griggs.
This is it for Southern Miss on 4th down. Griggs scrambling, throws, it's incomplete. And Kentucky gets the ball back. And they'll win this one today in Hattiesburg. It was not easy for the Wildcats of the SEC. They're going to survive.
And now if you're Kentucky, you're going to make this score look a little bit more of a spread. I mean, would you go ahead and run the ball on in right there?
Nope, take a knee.
Okay.
Nope, don't risk a fumble. I'm not risking anything right now if I'm Coach Stoops. That's just me. I'm going in victory formation with Garrett Johnson back. And Stephen Johnsopn will take a knee here.
You know, you always have to think nowadays, though, about voters and how it looks, the score at the end of the game. And sometimes those things come up. The sportsmanship factor is certainly something to consider as well.
I'm just not taking the chance on a fumble, personally. And you lost these guys last year. Tough deal. Handshake head coach's really good game today, Corey, and fun to watch. What a battle for Southern Miss of Conference USA, coming really close to knocking off an SEC team for the 2nd year in a row. Griggs played well. The Kentucky defense played a little better.
I think the one thing that it came down to was, would the Kentucky defense that had played pretty well all day step up when they finally got another chance backed up? And certainly they did, because another player stepped up in Josh Paschal, and they've had so many of their defensive linemen and linebackers trade places during the game.
Southern Miss and Kentucky each have FCS teams next week. Golden Eagles have Southern Kentucky, Eastern Kentucky. Final score is 24-17. Kentucky beats Southern Miss. For Corey Chamis, Melanie Collins, the entire crew, I'm Dave Ryan saying so long from Hattiesburg. It's been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Now let's send it to Brent Stover, Brian Jones, Houston, and Christian Fourier in our New York studio. Brent, it was close for Southern Miss at Conference USA, but in the end, Kentucky hangs on.